Okay, now let us talk about this movie coming from 2019, and the movie is Godzilla King of Monsters. Now, the movie is directed by Michael Dougherty. It stars Millie Bobby Brown, Kyle Chandler, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and Charles Dance. Now, with everything that we do, we need to exercise critical thinking. We need to connect the dots and most definitely ask questions. These movies are not made for our pure entertainment. These people are showing you the technology that they have, or they intend to use it, and what is to come. Understand, we are living in the end. These are the end times. Now, this movie centers around mind control, right? And at the start of the movie, they refer to the Monarch program, right? Now, where have we heard that word Monarch mind control before? Right? So they are telling you exactly what it is all about. It is all about mind control. But what they are using is frequency, right? And it is in the form of a orca. Now, these doctors and scientists in this movie feel that they can use frequency man-made technology to control what they are saying is the Titans, but we know they are the fallen angels. Right? Man think they can control the fallen angels once they release them from their prison. Because what a lot of you don't understand is this world that we're living in, this dimension, it is a prison. Right? And we are imprisoned with the fallen ones. Now, there is men among us who knows exactly where they are located. They are in communication with these fallen ones, and they are taking instructions from them. And I can't seem to understand, why would you claim to be educated, intelligent, but yet you're taking instructions from entities that are clearly locked away? Make that make sense? Right? It goes to show that sometimes we need not pay all this money to go to the so-called prestigious university, because we only go in like Johnny Cake and come back out like dumplings. Educated idiots. Now, let us continue with what is going on in this movie, because what they are showing you is the epic battle between good and evil, between the one you all call Jesus, some say Yeshua, some say Yehoshua, the Lion from the tribe of Judah. What they are showing you is that epic battle between good and evil, right? So you need to understand what you are looking at. Now, these titans, right, which is nothing more than the fallen angels, they do not fight in their angelic form, or they do not fight in their man image form. They fight in animal form, right? And there is more than one movie that shows us this type of situation, and you need to pay keen attention to when Hollywood is talking to us. Pay keen attention. Now, a character in the movie that I find mighty interesting is Alan Jonah. Now, pay attention to the name Jonah, as in Jonah and the whale, the story where this massive whale swallowed up the prophet Jonah. Now, this Alan Jonah in the movie is a former British Army colonel, and he turns eco-terrorist obsessed with restoring natural order. Guess what Mr. Jonah traffics? He traffics Titan DNA. In other words, he traffics the DNA of the fallen. Right? Now, many of you might say this is reaching, this is a conspiracy theories, but listen. The Bible clearly tells us that the sons of God had relation with the daughters of man. In other words, they had sex, right? Let us call it what it is. So these angels that were cast out of heaven come on earth, and they started to have sex with the women. Now, those women had children. So those children would be half God, or half Titan, or half angel, and half man. Right? No, the flood came. The Bible clearly tells us that. And it killed quite a few of them. And it tells us that also their bodies were littered on the earth. Right? Now, fast forward to thousands of years after. And we have stories where farmers and construction workers, they are finding huge bones, right? Now, the part of the story that many you don't understand is that when they find these relics, these bones, these giant bones of ancient man, right? These bones yield genetic material, and the genetic material is usable. And that is what they are using in the jib jab. That is how they intend to create the super soldiers, because they can extract the DNA, purify it, and separate it, and they can end up with the DNA of the gods. Right? That is what that is. Now, in the movie, they made reference how useful it could be. It could be used for pharmaceuticals, bioweapons, or even food. Right? What do you see happening in today's world? Understand what is going on and what is to come. The technology exists. They do have this technology. They have been collecting these ancient relics, these ancient giant bones and chimeras for decades, right? And that is why they have so much wars in the Middle East. Right? Because they need to get their hands on these bones to extract the genetic material. Let us continue, because one of the scientists made it quite clear what she intends to do with the frequency technology in the form of the arca. Now, this woman stated that I am saving the world. Now, that's the problem, right? Too much people is inserting themselves in matters that don't concern them, right? Now, this woman take it upon to herself to save the world. Now, let us get into this dialogue. I am saving the world. And the husband asked, by releasing these things? That doesn't make sense. Now, Dr. Rosa says, as impossible as it seems, it does. Hear me out, Mark. After we last lost Andrew, I swore his death would not be in vain, that I would find an answer, a solution to why the Titans were rising. But as I dug deeper, I realized that they were here for a reason, and that despite all the years that we spent trying to stop them, we never dared to confront the truth. Now the husband asked, which truth? I'm asking the same question. Humans have been the dominant species for thousands of years. And look what's happened. Overpopulation, pollution, war. The mass extinction we feared has already begun. And we are the cause. Pay attention. Man is the cause. That is a narrative that they are putting out. Let us continue. We are the infection, right? So if man is the infection, then you've got to find a way to get rid of them. Hence the jib jab. Let's continue. But like all living organisms, the earth unleashed a fever to fight this infection. Its original and rightful rulers, the Titans, they are part of the earth's natural defense system, a way to protect, to maintain its balance. Right? Now, let us stick a pin right there. The Titans, which is none other than the fallen angels, they are not here to return any balance, right? So they can continue to spin the narrative that these fallen angels are here to replace or to return humanity into some form of balance and harmony. They are wicked, corrupt, and deceptive. Let us continue with what she has to say. But if the government are allowed to contain them, destroy them, or use them for war, the human infection, again, we are the infection, will only continue to spread, and within our lifetime our planet will perish, and so will we, unless we restore balance. Now, let's go over a few points. Now, this woman is saying that the planet will perish, right? Who is man to be saying that this planet cannot sustain life, right? Now you all need to use critical thinking and connect the dots. Why would an intelligent, superior entity create a planet that cannot sustain life? Why? Why is it that this God, this entity, would create earth for it not be able to sustain life. You have places where there is no water, there cannot grow any food. Why? Why would a entity create a place that cannot sustain life? It makes no sense. Understand the deception. Understand what is happening. Let us continue, because another scientist chimed in, and this is what he said. And what's going to be left if you do this? A dead, charred world overrun by monsters? And that is exactly what these people are planning, right? To get this world overrun by monsters, because in the movie, it shows you where they were coming from, when they were waking them up, when they were releasing them onto billions of people. Let's continue with what the good doctor has to say. No, Dr. Stanton, the exact opposite. Just like how forest fires replenish the soil, or how a volcano creates new land, we have seen signs that these creatures will do the same. San Francisco, Las Vegas, wherever the Titans go, life follows. Triggered by their radiation, they are only thing that can reverse the destruction that we started. Notice it again. They are the only guarantee that life will carry on. But for that to happen, we must set them free. Understand what they are telling you. Understand what is about to happen, right? This world that we live in is a prison. We are locked up with the fallen angels that were thrown out of heaven, that in the book of Jude tells us that they are locked up, reserved for judgment. No man is getting ready to release them and to open various portals. So everything that the Most High and his archangels have worked hard to lock away, man is busy getting ready to release. Let us continue. Another doctor had this to say: you are murdering the world. Now Dr. Hammer says no, because as difficult as this will be, I promise humanity will not go extinct. Using the Arca, we will return to a natural order, a forgotten order, where we coexisted in balance with the Titans, the first gods. Right? So right there, you'll get an idea of what is going to happen, what these people are planning to do. Because the Titans, the fallen angels, set themselves up as gods on this earth, and they created various religions that to this day people still worship them as gods. Right? And they think they are worshiping the Most High, but you cannot tell them anything. You've just got to leave them alone, so that they will learn. Because I tell you, you all going to learn very hard. Man is going to learn the hard way. People have come before me, right? And many try to warn you. Many try to tell you your dangers. But you all say conspiracy theories. Many of them you even kill. Let us continue. Now, another scientist chimed in, and this one happens to be Chinese. And he said this: this is a dangerous path. You are meddling with forces beyond our comprehension, gambling with the lives of billions. Exactly. Because that is what these people are doing. They are gambling with the lives of billions of people. What do you see happening in today's world? Right? Now in this movie, they are showing you frequency technology and how they intend to use it. Now in today's world, the landscape is covered with frequency towers. They are even putting these frequency technology in space. Why? Because they know what they are planning. They know what they are going to do. And for all of you out there that took the jib jab, that corrupted your temple, it will be easy for them to use this frequency technology on you. This is not the first movie I see where they are telling you about frequency technology and using it on creatures, using it on so-called monsters. I tell you about this in the movie Rampage. Right? Now let us continue with what the doctor has to say. We pick it up from here. I can only urge you all to take refuge. Over the last 60 years, Monarch has prepared bunkers around the world to save and restart civilization. I suggest you find them. Now, right here, they are giving away themselves because they're letting you know that they've got their bunkers. So when they release these fallen ones, they've got their bunkers to go to. So when they have their massive war and they're falling out, they can chill and relax in their bunkers. After everything is over, then they will come out, restart civilization, and everything will be okay. Now, this is where the Bible verse comes in that they say man will be given a strong delusion. Right? Something to that effect it says. Now, if you think, whether man or fallen, think that you can pull off such a plan and everything is going to go accordingly, you have another thing coming. Right? Now, in the movie, it tells that this doctor is going to Antarctica to wake up this entity that is in the ice, this entity that is not on the books. Now, this entity is a three-headed dragon looking thing, right, which we can only describe as Lucifer. In the movie they call it Ghidorah or gonorrhea, rightfully so. Now, if you all are familiar with the book of Enoch, the book of Enoch gave a description that matches Antarctica, and it tells us that the fallen is, some of them is locked away up there. Now let's get into some details, right? Now, the movie shows a frozen creature that they're about to blast out of the ice to get him to restore balance, because they think that they can have their man-made technology to control these ancient ones, right? Now, they're open to release whatever is at Antarctica, but no weapon that man creates can do this. So what they do is that they manipulate the weather, right? Because the Most High use the weather to freeze over Antarctica and its entire civilization, right? Now, in order for them to redo it, they've got to use the weather. So they warm the planet up, and the result that we get is known as climate change, because they are busy trying to release that particular one, because that fallen angel that is locked up there is the easiest to be released. So once that one is released, he will go on to release the rest. That's the plan. Now, in the movie, they release this thing and they are trying to fit everything together. No, it is no surprise that there is a strong influence with Chinese in this movie, because we all should know by now that they are trying to put the Chinese in power, right? So they're taking out the Europeans. Now the Europeans are stepping aside, or should I say the reptilians, and they are making way for the dragons, the Chinese, to be the ruling class. Right? Now listen to this dialogue between Dr. Chen and her European counterpart, Mark Russell. Myth is our compass. It is something my mom used to say. She believed our stories about monsters and dragons could help us find the titans and restore our connection to nature. No, Mark answered. Wait, your mother, you're a second generation monarch? Dr. Chen answered, no. Third, it runs in the family. Dr. Mark, that's incredible. I didn't suppose your family has any tips on slaying dragons, do they? No, Dr. Chen answers, a slain dragon is a Western concept. In the East, they are sacred, divine creatures who brought wisdom, strength, evil, redemption. Now, you all should know by now that the Chinese hold a dragon in high regards, right? And it depends on which story you believe. It is said that China's first emperor, the Yellow Emperor, is a dragon. Now, I do believe that story, right? And that he never died. He just turned into a dragon and flew away, right? There are different stories surrounding China's Yellow Emperor. Now, let us continue, because the Chinese, when they see this three-headed serpent, they are the ones that are trying to get their European counterparts to understand what is happening. And there is nothing on the books, so they have to turn to myths and legends, right? Something that you cannot tell Europeans about because they just sweep it under the carpet, but not the Chinese. And Dr. Chen had this to say about the three-headed serpent as she reviewed myths and legend. It tells of a great dragon who fell from the stars, a hydra whose storm swallowed both men and gods alike. Now let us take a pin. When she says a dragon that fell from the stars, remember the Bible tell you that Lucifer fell from the heavens, right? Remember the story. Now she says that this dragon whose storm swallowed both men. So this dragon travels with storm. And if you go in Aztec mythology, there is a god that they worship that travels with the storm, and that's Quetzalcoatl. Hope I got the name correct. No, that entity is worshipped by the Aztec, and he travels with the wind, and Lucifer is the god of the air. So right here we should put it all together and realize that this is the epic battle that they are showing you between Lucifer, Gadriel, Ghidorah, Gonorrhea, whatever the pervert goes by these names, and the one they call Jesus, Yeshua, Yahushua, the lion from the tribe of Judah. This is the battle that they are showing you, right? And they are showing you man meddling in it as usual, right? Now let's continue. Dr. Mark had this to say. What you mean? An alien? Because that is what these fallen ones are going by now. They are going by the term alien. Dr. Chen says yes, he's not part of our natural order, and he's not meant to be here. Another scientist says a false king. Another one says an invasive species. Right? So understand what they are showing you in this movie, and note the colors. Note the color that Godzilla radiates when he's using his power. Godzilla radiates the color blue, a light shade of blue. And I keep saying that blue is affiliated with the creator, right? Blue is affiliated with the creator. That is personal color. And we'll be connecting some more dots about this color. Now, Colonel Jonah had this to say when he said this to Dr. Emma. Man does not control the laws of nature, and neither do you. Pardon me. So definitely, man is not in charge, right? Now, Dr. Emma had this to say. This isn't coexistence, this is extinction. We open Pandora's box and there's no closing it now. Now she realized what she has done and she regrets it. But it's too late. Once you open Pandora's box, there's no putting it back. There is no controlling it. People, we are heading into dangerous times. Let us pray and say glory be to the Most High.